This is why the aliens don't talk to us. They're stepped back looking at this. They're saying these people are literally slaughtering each other and killing each other's babies in the streets because of a fairy tale that was written by a human being, a man, a flesh and blood man with red blood in his veins, puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like you and me. No God, creator of the universe, wrote any of this stuff. Well documented, by the way, because they tell you who wrote the text. They never said God wrote this. They tell you the name of the person that supposedly wrote the text. And it was inspired by God. Well, I can inspire myself to do anything I want. I can inspire myself to pick up this glass. And guess what? The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a prophecy. I'm gonna drink the water. Prophecy fulfilled.
We would keep their presence on Earth a secret. They would furnish us with advanced technology and would help us in our technological development. They would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of our development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish MJ-12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regularly scheduled basis. And this is not being done. It was agreed that each nation would receive the ambassador of the other for as long as the treaty remained in force. It was further agreed that the alien nation and the United States would exchange 16 personnel each to the other with the purpose of learning each of the other. The alien guests would remain on Earth, and the human guests would travel to the alien point of origin for a specified period of time, then return, at which point a reverse exchange would be made. I have no knowledge whatsoever of what happened to those original 16 humans who left the Earth with the aliens. It was also agreed that bases would be constructed underground for the use of the alien nation, and that 2 bases would be constructed for the joint use of the alien nation and the United States government. The base at Dulce is one, the base at S4 in the area known as Area 51 or Dreamland is the second. Exchange of technology would take place in the jointly occupied bases. These alien bases would be constructed under Indian reservations in the 4 corners of Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, and one would be constructed in Nevada in the area known as S4, located approximately 7 miles south of the western border of Area 51, otherwise known as Dreamland. All alien areas are under complete control of the Naval Department, and all personnel who work in these complexes receive their checks from the Navy. Construction of the bases began immediately, but progress was slow until large amounts of money were made available in 1957, and in the meantime work continued on the Yellow Book with the information derived from the guests. I would like to say at this time that the movie that most of you may have seen, how many of you saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind? That movie was absolutely true. Those events did take place. Not exactly as you saw them, not in the place where you saw them take place, but there was a landing, there was an agreement, there was conversation, there was an exchange of personnel made. I would like to say now also that J. Allen Hynek was the technical director on that movie, and he was also the co-author of Grudge 13, which I read between the years 1970 and 1973, along with another man named Lieutenant Colonel Friend.
At last report had admitted in, I think, Majestic-type papers that there were 58 or so groups visiting us, with, I think, 3 or 4 main groups. The Ebens, which are a group that are peaceful and don't really meddle too much. And then there are the Greys, which we should talk about them being the tall Greys. The short Greys are really just androids or robots that are used by all of them. They all use them. And then you have the reptilians. Of course, we talk about that in Above Majestic. And then we have the Nordic types. The Nordic types have told us that they're from all different types of star systems, and there is more than one Nordic type. But what we found out recently is that one of these groups, at least, is us from the future. And there are other groups like this Nordic group. There is an African-looking group. There is a Polynesian-looking group. I think we're going to find very few of these extraterrestrials are Caucasian or blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like a lot of people depict. Many, many, many of our cosmic cousins from the local 52 star cluster are people of color. And when we get to a point to our cosmic cousins actually visiting and integrating with us, we are going to be forced to deal with some of our petty racist programming here on our planet. We'll have
a cigar-shaped ship appeared over the Air Force Base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. When it touched the ground, it created an earthquake like about a 3.5 to 4.0. It terrified everybody in the area. The back of this craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge, heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that Air Force base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship, and this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African Americans. They were about 6'4", 6'5", these tight-fitting black leather outfits on, and the weapons that they came out of the ships with, they were huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogance. That is exactly what these extraterrestrials had, and they informed these people at this American Air Force base that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion of the galaxy that we live in.
You will see this plane one day, because this plane have a civilization on it. They stay up there a year, and sometimes a year and a half, and that plane, it's a wonderful thing. Dreadful looking thing. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm trying to show you what you're going to see pretty soon. I stopped drawing this plane for years, but now I think I should go back to it, because they seem to be up there fixing it up to come near to the earth. When America thinks that she is going after this plane, she admits she saw it. Then those scientists own that plane go to work and change America so that she can't come forward to the plane. She can't shoot it. Write in your paper if you want to tell him what I'm telling you. See if he'll try and deny it. They know it's up there. I sit down and I talked with them years ago about it. They asked me a question. They have the drawing. They have a whole blackboard up there that they taken from us when they arrested us. And I had drawn the plane and wordings, and they taken it to the FBI's office, and there they have it there today. Because they knew this to be true, and they admitted to me that it's true. But I said to you, brothers, and the day when that thing is seen in the sky of America, make haste and run to some post. There'll be 2 scientists on every 2 blocks, they'll be guiding you to tell you where to go. Everything has been prepared while we were sleeping to save us.
God says to me that He will destroy this country in one day, and that, He said once it would be destroyed in 12 hours. And
be destroyed in 12 hours.
In 12 hours. And I asked how. He says by cutting a shorter into gravity, causing the exploding of the atoms over America.
Could you say that again, please?
Cut a shortage into gravity, and that will cause the exploding of all the atoms over North America.
It's a bit like Tuesday Love, same rapper. He wrote a book called Twilight, where he talked about the inner earth, the king of the world that lives in the garden, but he rules inside of Shambhala. This king of the world has power to destroy a planet with his mind. He has power to separate the molecules from the air and cause our oxygen to turn into flames, and everybody would die instantaneously.
And turn it into a complete flame of fire, as far up as air goes. It will be in a flame. And he said it will burn for 390 years.
God will destroy this part of the world, the whole world?
No,
this
just America alone.
World. By cutting a shortage on gravity.
Cutting a shortage, causing a shortage into gravity. Like a shortage, in electric.
Yes.
And that will explode all the atoms over the continent. And turn it into a fire instead of air. Become a flame.
What does Mark Zuckerberg know, and why is he building a $270 million compound in Hawaii that features a 5,000 square foot underground bunker?
There's a plane here that measures, Almighty God taught me, 1/2 a mile by 1/2 a mile. That's a mighty wheel. And that when it flies over the place where it's going to drop some out of it, he sends one of the planes like this one coming out of. Then he drops the bomb out of that plane on the earth. And that bomb that he drop out have a bomb inside of the bomb. And then it have in that bomb a thing made kind of like a earth drill that you see people drilling out here in the streets. You have that height, but it's so much more power. It comes down from this plane, drops it on the earth, and when it strikes the earth, a motor goes off in it. And it takes this bomb here into the earth. Something like a mile before ever she explodes. And that bomb have a steel drill that it can't batter and it can't be stopped until it gets a mile. At that depth, then the explosion goes on and it would have 100% dynamite.
Did you see him fall from the thing? Oh my God, they making a formation.
Cuz, what the fuck is this, cuz?
We seen him drop out of a fucking mothership that just flew away, and these things.
Motherfucking things off, and now they're forming shapes.
Oh my God, we fucking watched it drop out of the fucking ship.
We watched this
oh
shit
my
come
God.
out of the motherfucking
Oh my God, what the fuck is
and now
this?
this shit is cuz. I can't make this up, cuz. Y'all share this shit right now. Share this motherfucking shit, cuz. I can't make this shit up, cuz. Now, I'm currently downtown Denver. I'm in Colorado, cuz.
Where they say the airport.
Nigga, y'all
Listen,
see
do
this
your research.
moving with your own eyes. Y'all see, I am not making. That's why I went live instead of recording.
This is fucking insane.
I cannot make this up. Now, what the fuck is this low one doing? You see it down there low. What is this one doing down there?
I had to get this one before I left for work this morning. I don't know if anybody has researched this and checked it out, but I've done a lot on it, and these cylindrical shaped craft, these cigar shapes, have been seen a lot, and they've been seen a lot by our government and by our fighter pilots and people like that. They've seen them. Now, here recently, there was a report talking about this craft actually landing somewhere, and that 700 soldiers, extraterrestrial soldiers, get out, and they are of African descent.
A number of things that I've heard from people in the Pentagon, that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's
Wow. Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whispered tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods, and they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
Space, I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away, I'm illuminated, I'll make a move, start a waves, I've been dreaming